Good evening, Michelle. Do you have a minute now? There's something that I'd like to discuss with you. Good evening, Eloise. Yeah, I do have some time. I'm sorry about visiting you all of a sudden today, by the way. And thank you for being so nice and welcoming regardless. Your house was really beautiful and so clean. I'd love to live in a house like that one day. It's the house of my dreams. Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. It was a pleasure to meet you. Tom called me just in time to tell me that he was going to bring you home. So I just made sure to do some cleaning just before you guys got here. Otherwise, the place would have been a total mess. Ah, I see. Yeah, it was last minute, wasn't it? Sorry about that, too. We were planning to go hiking in the mountains nearby, but the rain and wind just wouldn't stop. He wanted to show me some of his favorite trails, and I would have loved to have seen that, but oh well. Yes, I heard they were the trails that he used to go on when he was still a boy. Yeah, but we couldn't really do that in the weather, so that's why he ended up inviting me to visit your house that he grew up in. Yeah, that's what he told me, and I was glad I met you today. Also, the cookies that you got for us as a gift were delicious. I think you have great taste. Thank you for that. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. I'd love to come back again when your husband is home, too. Tom always talks very fondly of his dad, and he's so proud of him. I would love to meet him soon as well. Are you saying that you didn't really want to see me, then? My husband was at work. Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all. I'm really sorry if it came off that way. I was really happy that I got to see you. Tom always tells me how great of a mom you were to him, and he loves you so much, too. I'm not sure I can believe what you're saying now. I actually have a bone to pick with you, and that's why I decided to text you. Oh, really? What did I do? I'll try my best to fix it. I heard from Tom that you guys both work at the same company. I also heard that you're his manager, and you're already 3 years older than him. Yeah, that's all true. I'm currently the manager of our department, and we work together. Together? You mean he works under you, right? You look down on him and treat him like he's beneath you, don't you? What? Oh, no. Eloise, I definitely don't do that. And how about the age difference? Yeah, I'm 3 years older than him. Do you think that I'm too old for your son? I've been a little self-conscious about our age difference, actually. He always tells me that it's completely okay, but I feel bad about it sometimes. I know that it's not something I can change, though. It's something that we've both talked about in the past, and we're okay now. It's not a problem for us. I don't care if you guys have no problem about this. I don't really like it at all. Oh, really? If you're 3 years older than him, that makes you currently 33. That's way past the prime age for a woman to give birth. Your expiration date has already passed. You're nothing but an old, useless no one. Well, yes, but that's not that old, is it? I'm a bit offended that you said that when we're both women. You're turning 34 in the next 3 months. Oh, that's not good at all. That makes things even worse. Even worse? What do you mean by that exactly? Would you be able to explain why you're saying things like this out of nowhere? The fact that you're even asking me to explain it to you is very disappointing and unbelievable. I was hoping that you'd be smart enough to figure this out yourself. Maybe your brain is starting to deteriorate as well. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm just a little shocked by what you've been saying to me, and I can't figure out why you're being like this. Okay, fine then. I guess I'll explain what I'm thinking to you then. I'm worried that an old woman like you might not be able to have any children. Even if you did manage to give birth by some miracle, it would probably be just one child. You definitely wouldn't be able to have any more after that. Wait, that's what you're worried about? Me being able to give birth? Of course that's what I'm worried about! I've wanted to have grandchildren for the longest time. I've mentioned this to Tom so many times in the past as well. I told him to have children as soon as he got married. And I can't believe that he still decided to choose a woman like you as his partner. You're too old. A younger woman would have given me a much better chance at having a grandchild. Sorry to interrupt you, but I don't think that there's anything you need to worry about if that's the case then. It's completely normal for women to give birth in their 30s these days. I'm still only 33 years old. Also, I've taken a fertility test at the hospital before, as I've always wanted to have children too. And the doctor told me that I was perfectly fertile and that I should have no problem at all having children. Does that solve your worries for you? Well, that's a bit of a relief, and good for you. But still, who knows how long that fertility test is valid for? You're not getting any younger after all. The results of that test could change easily. Well, that might be true. I just think it would be so much better for him to find a woman that's younger than him. There's just way too many risks with an old person like you. A woman in her early 20s or younger would just be so much better for him in so many ways. Well, there's not much that I can do about my age, unfortunately. The more I think about it, the more I think that you're a bad idea. I really think that he should find a woman in her 20s at the oldest. A woman in her early 20s would be the best for him. It's not like I can magically just change my age, Eloise. This is insane. Well then, you're just going to have to end your relationship with him then. What? I heard that he recently proposed to you, but I'm not going to accept that. I want you to leave him right away. End of conversation. You got that?
Hey, Michelle. I hope that you've been doing well. Are you busy right now?
Oh, hey, Alice. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm free right now. How are you doing these days?
I'm not doing that great, to be honest.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, I don't really want to make you worry, but there's something that's been going on. I haven't talked about this to anyone yet either. I thought that you should be the first person I discuss this with.
You're really starting to worry me now. Are you okay? Tell me what's going on.
I've been followed around and approached by a guy recently. The strange thing is, he's always with this older woman who I think is actually his mother. The two of them keep chasing me around everywhere I go.
OMG. That's so scary. So they're like stalking you?
Yeah, pretty much. You can call it that.
Do you have any idea who these people are?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it might be some people that we both know.
Who is it? Do I know them?
Okay, I don't want you to freak out when I say this, but I think it might be your fiancé Tom and his mom.
What? No. No way. Are you sure about that?
Well, I'm not actually. I've only seen a photo of Tom that you sent me when you guys got engaged. But the woman who's been following me looks just like the guy in the photo you sent me, so I'm sure they're related somewhat.
OMG. No way. I can't believe it. I knew he was acting weird recently. He'd come home at weird times and wouldn't really tell me why or what he's been doing. I didn't think he would be stalking a 20-year-old girl like you all this time.
Well, do you have any idea why they're doing this to me?
Do you think that they know that you're my cousin?
Well, I don't know.
I think that I might know what's happening now. I think I know the reason why they might be doing this to you.
Please could you tell me what's happening? I'm kind of starting to get really scared for my safety here.
I'm really sorry that this is happening to you. I'll try to fix this ASAP, okay? So, Tom's mom is against us getting married.
Oh, how come?
She told me that she didn't want her son to marry a woman that was older than him. She said that an older woman won't be able to give birth to her grandchildren, and so she told me to break up with him.
Wow, that's such a terrible thing to say to you. I'm starting to see the bigger picture now, though. They talked to me, and what they were saying to me makes sense now.
What did they say? I hope that they didn't do anything to hurt you.
They approached me at the bus stop and said some really creepy stuff. Like how they were looking for a woman like me. I had no idea what they meant by that at the time, but now it makes sense. They also asked me to come with them to take a fertility test with them at the hospital. Isn't that crazy?
OMG, how could they?
I tried to ignore them, but they wouldn't leave me alone at all. They insisted I go with them and wouldn't budge. And then the older woman said that she'd book a hotel for me and her son so that we could check how compatible we are with each other.
What? OMG, no.
I was really freaked out, and that's when I just ran away. I think he was shouting at me and asking me to get married to him as I was running away, but yeah, that was freaky.
OMG. I can't believe that they would do that to you. That's such a gross thing to say to you. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
It's so gross, right? I'm kind of traumatized to even go outside now. I ran away as fast as I could and came home.
Alice, OMG. I'm so sorry that they approached you like that.
You really shouldn't be apologizing to me, Michelle. It's not your fault at all. I just didn't know what to do about the situation myself. What do you think that I should be doing?
Make sure you tell your mom and dad that you're being stalked. Your safety is the #1 priority right now. I'll also do my best to stop this from happening to you. I'll get on it right away.
Okay, thanks so much, Michelle. I'll talk to my parents about this immediately.
Hello, Michelle. I just wanted to clear some things up today. As of this text message, you and Tom are no longer engaged. He managed to find someone that suits him so much better than you. He proposed to a girl called Alice, who I think is also your 20-year-old cousin. Correct? I don't think that he received a concrete answer from her yet, but I think it's just a matter of time before she says yes. She was so shy when he proposed to her that she decided to run away. But I know she was just being shy. She has a thing for my Tom, that's for sure. We still need to see if they are compatible in bed, and she needs to take a fertility test, but I'm sure that will all be okay. She's very young and fresh after all. Anyway, what I can say for sure is that he definitely will not be getting married to you anymore. So don't try to see or talk to him ever again. I know it'll be difficult to give up such a great man, but I want you to forget about him. I also want you to quit your job as well. I wouldn't want my son to have to work at the same company as his ex-fiancé. Are you not going to bother applying to me at all, Michelle? That's very rude of you. I know that you're reading these messages that I've been sending. How about you say something? Okay, I guess I will say something then. Your son is fired. Excuse me? What did you just say to me? Michelle! What the hell is going on? I know that you're the one behind this. Tom just came back hysterical from work. He told me that he was fired. What the hell did you do? This is unacceptable. Good evening, Eloise. I just took the necessary action. He deserves to be fired. How could my lovely son deserve to be fired? You need to explain yourself. Why don't you just ask him yourself? I think that he very well knows the reason why he was fired. He's locked himself in his room and won't come out. I've tried to calm him down so that we could talk, but it's not working at all. That's why I'm asking you about what's happening. Hurry up and answer my question. Fine then. I guess I'll explain why. Although you should know the reason already. You were helping him out after all. Both of you were stalking my cousin Alice and trying to force her to get married to him, right? Did you call him a stalker just now? How dare you say that about him? He's not a criminal like that. All he did was tell Alice how he really felt about her. He has every right to propose to her. I really don't understand why you can see the situation like that. You're crazy. I heard that you and Alice have both been in love with him for a while. You were fighting over him to see who would get to marry him. He made the wrong choice at the start and chose you. all because you work together. But I convinced him that you were the wrong option, especially because of your old age. That's why he decided to go for Alice instead. I just helped him give her the opportunity to become his wife. I also wanted to make sure that she really was suitable for him, and that's why I went with him to see her. That's not what happened at all. You've got everything wrong. What are you talking about? Let's see. Where should I start? At the beginning, I only thought of Tom as one of my juniors. He was the one who fell in love with me the day we met, and he kept approaching me since then. Our relationship started because he was very persistent, and I thought, why not? That's not what I heard at all. I thought that you were the one that fell in love with him at first sight. Well, he must have lied to you then. And second of all, Alice was never in love with him at all. She actually has a boyfriend who's gone to study abroad for a few months, but he'll be back. She has a boyfriend? Then why did Tom insist on wanting to marry her then? That's probably because he wanted to get an easy promotion at work. What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. You and Alice don't have anything to do with his promotions at work. Actually, I'm going to become the next CEO of that company. Wait, what? You're the next CEO! Alice is the daughter of the current CEO. She'll probably end up becoming the CEO later in her career as well. I had no idea about that either! Tom thought that he would be one of the higher-ups of the company if he married one of us working in upper management at the company. That's what one of his male coworkers told me anyway. I even have an audio recording of that conversation too, actually, so it's not made up. Either way, his plan would have never worked anyway. This company promotes people based on their skills and loyalty to the company. He wouldn't get any special treatment just because he was to marry the CEO. I'm so shocked to be hearing all this. I really can't believe that you're going to be a CEO. The company that you guys work for is meant to be really big and famous. That's really not important right now. We have other problems that we need to talk about. The biggest problem right now is the fact that Alice is getting stalked. She's been really traumatized and is very scared to set foot outside her house. I told you we had no intention of stalking her. It doesn't matter what your intentions were. What you guys did was not okay at all. I'm guessing you believed his lie that she was really into him, and you tried to rush him into marrying her. All for your selfish goal of having a grandchild. All you think about is yourself. Well, I just thought that a young woman like Alice would be perfect for him. I really think that they would make such a perfect couple. Did you not think about how she would feel at all? How do you think it felt being approached and followed around by two complete strangers? You even tried to make her go to a hotel with him. What you did is absolutely unacceptable. She's completely traumatized now. You're just overreacting. I'm sure that she's doing fine now. I didn't ask her to do anything bad. You tried to force her to spend a night with a guy that she doesn't know or like. You also tried to talk her into having a baby so that you could have a grandchild. I think that any woman would be really scared being chased around by strangers saying creepy things like that. I can totally understand why her dad, who's the current CEO of the company, would be so mad. That's why Tom was fired from the company. Well, I didn't know all of the details. That's why it might have come off as a little creepy. I still don't think that it's something that he deserves to get fired for. It doesn't matter what you knew beforehand. What you guys did is absolutely despicable. Both of you deserve to be punished. There's no way anyone would want to keep working with a monster like Tom in the office. It's such a relief for all of us that he got fired. He always told me that he really liked working there. I can't believe that he's really going to get fired. Can you try to talk to the higher-ups to see if they'll change their minds about this? There is absolutely no way I'm doing that. We're also going to hire a lawyer for Alice to sue you guys for the emotional damage you guys caused. She's too scared to even step outside now, and she's gonna need a lot of counseling and mental health care. Wait, what? You guys are suing us for something like this? Can't we just forget that this ever happened? Tom losing his job should be enough punishment already. You can discuss the rest with our lawyer. He'll be in contact with you in the next couple of days. Michelle, wait. Let's talk this all out. I think we can come up with a better conclusion than this. I'll start off by letting you marry Tom. I made the wrong judgment about you, and I'm sorry. In fact, you guys should get engaged again right away. You really need to shut your mouth. I don't want to talk to a gross human being like you anymore. Goodbye. As soon as Tom and Eloise realized that he wouldn't be able to marry Alice, they changed their focus on me again. I received a ton of abuse, vile text messages from the both of them telling me to get engaged to him again. Thankfully, his dad found out about what was happening and put an immediate stop to it. He apologized to me profusely and told me that he would make sure that they would leave me alone, so thank God for that. He also apologized to Alice and paid her the entire settlement fee that her lawyer was asking Tom to pay. I heard that he was planning to make Tom pay him back every last cent of it instead, though. To top this all off, he decided to get a divorce from Eloise. Apparently, they already had some problems in their marriage, and this incident was the very last straw. He kicked the two of them out of his house and decided to sell his house too. Eloise and Tom are currently living in a small apartment room together to save some money. I heard that they're arguing every single day, blaming each other for the terrible situation that they've managed to find themselves in. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like the video and leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.
Christina, are you busy? Can I talk to you now?
Sure, what's up?
It's just that my parents want us to get together and have a talk about what's going on at their house.
At their house? Is something wrong?
You remember I told you that my mom has been having a lot of pain in her legs and hips since last year?
Yeah, I remember. I hope it's not getting worse.
Yeah, I think it is. My dad said it's getting pretty difficult for her to get around these days, even with her stick. He also said he thinks she might have some early signs of dementia.
Dementia? Oh no. Have they seen a doctor about it? I thought she was still in her 60s. Isn't it a bit early for symptoms of dementia?
Yeah, if it's dementia, it's probably early onset dementia, or young onset, or something like that. I think that's what they call it when you start seeing symptoms before the age of 65. I had a look on the internet, but I didn't really understand much about it. But my mom is 63, so I guess it's not really that early when you think about it. Anyway, she's got an appointment with a specialist next week for tests, so we'll find out then, I suppose. We just have to wait for the results.
That's awful, Brian. I'm sorry you're going through this. Let's do some research and find out some more about it. Is that what they want to talk about?
Yeah, but more about how we're gonna deal with her care.
Her care? Do you think she needs someone to look after her then?
Yeah, my dad says he can't manage it by himself. He's getting old and it's difficult for him to lift her. I'd be worried about him getting injured as well. So we're gonna sit down and talk about it. My dad, my brothers, and you and me.
Am I the only wife who's going to be there? What about your brothers? Are they bringing their wives too? I wouldn't feel right if I was the only one there who isn't strictly family. It sounds like this is something you should talk about with your brothers. I'm not sure what I could say to help.
But I'm also the eldest and you're my wife. It's a little different.
How is it different that you're the eldest? That doesn't really mean anything, does it? I've never really heard of a wife being distinguished because her husband is the eldest son. Unless it was in the olden days or something. And we're talking about your parents, Brian. They always said from the start that they didn't want any help. They specifically said they didn't want us to ask for help with stuff like childcare and loans, so we didn't need to worry about looking after them in their old age either. I remember your mom was particularly adamant that she didn't want me living with her. When they were just married and you said something about living with them when they got old, she laughed and told you under no circumstances will she have me in her house. I remember that because I thought it was kind of a mean thing to say, especially when she didn't know what would happen in the future.
That's old stuff that happened years ago. Why are you bringing that up now?
It doesn't really matter how long ago that was. It was kind of offensive to me. I think you should try to figure out this care situation by yourselves. I wouldn't feel right being there.
Don't you feel sorry for my dad?
He's the one who said he would deal with this kind of situation if it arose. Why has he suddenly changed his mind? And I'm sorry, but you know your mom has never liked me. She always puts me down and makes me feel worthless. I'm sure she doesn't want me there helping make decisions about her future. It's weird that you would even ask, to be honest.
Oh, don't be so mean. She's in trouble now. Can't you just think of that for a moment?
I'm not trying to be mean. I just think if your dad can't take care of her by himself, you should consider a professional nurse or a care home for her.
My mom is still perfectly aware of everything that's going on, Christina. She can't go into a care home. She'd hate it. Don't you have any sympathy whatsoever? I guess you can say those things because it's my parents and not yours. I'm sure if it was your mom, you'd be right there helping.
Maybe I would. It's totally different, though. My mom has never treated me like your mom did. But it's really not that. I just understand what caring for someone with dementia is like. My grandma had it. If you think that your mom would object to a care home, I really think you should look into getting professional help. Why don't you try that first? And before you criticize my attitude, you or one of your brothers should definitely try looking after your mom by yourself and tell me how simple you think it is.
We can't. We all have to work to think about it. We can't take time off that easily. And my brothers are busy with their families.
I have work as well. Why should I take time off and not you guys?
But your company is more understanding about flexible hours and stuff like that, isn't it? And some days you can even work from home.
So what? I can't work from home and look after your mom at the same time. Are you saying the whole time your idea was to ask me to look after her?
No, that wasn't the plan. But I just thought that out of all of us, you have the most flexibility, so you'd be the most likely to be able to help.
But I'm not the only one in the family with flexible work. How about Naomi, your brother Steve's wife?
Naomi is still only in her 20s. I don't think that she has the life experience to be able to look after someone like my mom.
How about Carl then? He's the youngest, but he's self-employed, right? Perhaps he has some flexibility too.
We can't ask Carl. He's totally unreliable. He'd do an awful job.
This is your mom you're talking about, though. Don't you think he could do with the responsibility? He wouldn't let her down, would he?
I don't know. He's pretty careless.
That doesn't explain why I seem to be the person chosen to shoulder this responsibility.
That's because you're my wife and I'm the eldest. We have a responsibility to our family, so you have to do your share.
That makes no sense whatsoever, Brian. What has being the eldest got to do with anything in the 21st century? I'm not going to entertain any of those outdated ideas that it's a wife's responsibility to look after her husband's family. Before you ask me to help you, please at least attempt to deal with this by yourselves.
It's not outdated to ask someone for a favor. At least give it some thought before you completely dismiss the idea. It's fine, just come with me and talk to my dad and brothers about it. You were living at home while your mom was looking after your grandma, weren't you?
Yeah, I helped my mom out a lot in those days. It was a lot of work and I don't have fond memories of it.
My brothers and I have no idea about caring for someone with dementia. I think you could have a lot of good advice for us. Can't you just come to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I don't mind. I just wish I could be sure you'll listen to me.
Okay, we're all gonna meet up at my parents' house next Sunday. Can you make sure that you don't have plans that day?
Sure, I'll put it in my calendar. But I'm only there to give advice, okay? You're the ones who'll have to deal with the actual business of looking after her. You promise you won't ask me, okay?
Yeah, sure, I hear ya. I'll explain to my dad. I'm sure he'll understand. Come back here, Christina. This is insane. We haven't finished discussing this yet. You can't just leave in the middle of a family meeting.
That's not a discussion. What you guys are doing is something completely different. It's all of you ganging up on me to try and persuade me to be a full-time caregiver to your mom. I really shouldn't have gone. I thought I could trust you, Brian. You lied to me. You said you'd explain to everyone why I couldn't do it. And you said I'd just be there to give advice. You put me in a really uncomfortable situation.
You're my wife, and I'm the eldest. If I have to deal with my mom's care, you should help me. I don't know why I have to explain this to you. It's common sense. You married into my family, so you have a responsibility to help us when we're in need.
I told you that I can't. I don't want to, for various reasons. And you have plenty of other ways of dealing with this.
Can you at least come back to my parents' house now? We can't figure any of this out if you're not here.
How do you mean? Why do you need me to be there? I've already given you all the advice I can. This is about caring for your mom. It's you guys who need to make the decision. And your dad isn't listening to any of my advice. He just seems set on making me look after her, which I've already said I'm not going to do. I'm not going back there.
It just makes far more sense if you look after her. You've got the experience.
So you're asking me to make a huge sacrifice for you and your mom. For what?
Oh, you can't call it a huge sacrifice. We're not asking that much. It's my mom. She's very important to me, so she should be very important to you as well.
If she's so important to you and it's not a sacrifice, why don't you give up work to look after her? I guess there are plenty of reasons why you don't want to. Especially now that I explained some of the things I had to do for my grandma. It's not just work, or the fact that professional care costs so much. You don't want to have to look after your mom on the toilet, or put her in the bath and wash her naked body, do you? You don't even want to know what's involved in looking after someone with mobility issues. You just want me to deal with it for free so you never have to think about it.
It's not that we think it's easy. We heard what you said about your grandma. But Mom says that she doesn't want one of us looking after her. She really doesn't want someone of the opposite sex around when she's naked and stuff.
But your mom is still doing pretty well by herself. She just needs help getting in and out of the bath and things like that. So why don't you just employ a carer for those things for now, and then think about it again when it seems like she needs more help? That could be years away. And in the meantime, your dad or someone can help her on the toilet. He can probably do that, can't he?
Maybe, but he's getting on himself. I don't know how long he could manage that.
Then why doesn't your youngest brother move in with them? He wouldn't have to pay rent, so it might be a good choice for him. You and your middle brother could help at the weekend, too.
But that's a lot of effort for all of us. It would be a big burden.
Excuse me? A burden for you? What's it supposed to be for me, then? At least you'd be sharing the burden. And you'd have a helper on the weekdays, so there'd be 5 people helping. If you think doing a fifth of the work is too much for you, how am I supposed to be able to do everything? You're basically admitting that you want me to work for you for free. That's unacceptable.
Christina, can't you try think of this from my perspective for a moment? I'm not trying to push some kind of old-fashioned way of thinking on you, but I'm the oldest son. I have a responsibility. I have to show the way for everyone in the family. Don't you see? If I don't do something, no one will.
Then why don't you deal with it yourself? Why are you asking me? I'm not the eldest son. I think you should try looking after your mom full-time for a week, and then you can find out if it's really something you can ask me to do. You're asking me to work as a carer for your mom mornings and nights, while still holding down a full-time job during the day? Don't you think that's totally unfair?
You could quit your job. It's not like you have anything important to buy, is it?
What?
You did say that if we have kids, you'd probably quit your job to look after them, or at least take maternity leave for a while. If that's the case, why don't you just quit now and help your family with this problem? I think we can probably get by on my salary for a while.
Becoming a caregiver and becoming a mother are 2 completely different things. It's a case of quitting my job for me and my life goals versus quitting it for you or some other reason.
If you feel that way, then how can you suggest that I quit my job for this? That's even more selfish.
I'm not suggesting that really. I'm only saying that because you keep saying you need to take responsibility as the eldest. The actual solution I recommended at first, that you keep ignoring, is to employ a professional to look after your mom.
Well, you know, if I have to quit my job over this, you can kiss goodbye to your chance of having children. You'd be supporting me, wouldn't you? There is no way we could afford kids then, especially if you had to stop working to have them.
What on earth are you saying? Why is it you can only consider solutions that mean one of us sacrificing something? I'm saying get a professional care worker to come to the house or have a daycare center come and pick her up and look after her during the day. If everyone works together, we wouldn't have to put her in a nursing home. There's no reason I should have to shoulder the whole burden by myself. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't know that you could be so obstinate. Why is this so difficult for you? Why is it that you don't want to look after my mom so badly?
It's really not that I don't want to help out.
Then what is it? Look, if you can't find it in yourself to help me out in a situation like this, I think we should consider getting a divorce.
Excuse me?
You're not fulfilling your role and responsibilities as my wife. When we got married, we didn't agree that we could just pick and choose when to help each other out. I don't see the meaning in us being married anymore if you're going to be like this.
You think you can divorce me because I refuse to quit my job and care for your mom full-time for free? That's completely ridiculous, Brian.
If you don't like it, why don't you come back here and tell everyone that you look after mom? Then we can stop worrying about this and everyone will feel better.
I think you've got this wrong. You can't give me that kind of ultimatum. It's not fair.
It looks like we're getting a divorce then, doesn't it?
What makes you think you have the right to decide all of this stuff and force me to choose between two situations I don't want?
Like I said, if you don't like it, come back here. All you have to do is apologize and promise you'll look after mom as best as you can. This is your responsibility because you're married to the eldest son of a respectable, traditional family.
I honestly think you're going crazy with this eldest son stuff.
I'm totally serious, Christina. I can just download the divorce papers and print them off here. Shall I sign them and give them to you later? Then you can just decide what to do. It should be pretty simple. We don't have any kids or shared property. Christina, where are you? My dad wants you over at his place now to look after mom. He says he just needs you to make dinner if that's all you can manage, but it's getting late. You have to go there.
I'm sorry, but I can't go over there now because I'm busy.
Oh man, not this again. Are you still refusing to help us out? How long are you going to keep this up? You are such a heartless woman. Don't you have any idea of how to be a good wife?
No, like I keep saying, none of this fits my idea of what a good wife is expected to do.
Everyone is relying on you to help out with this. You're betraying the entire family with this foolishness. Can't you act like a wife for just one moment? Have some humility and make my dad some dinner.
Well, it's a shame he doesn't have anyone to make his dinner. I wonder if he's considering making it himself. I don't need to act like a wife since I don't consider myself anyone's wife. So I'd appreciate it if you didn't contact me asking for wifely support anymore.
What do you mean you're not anyone's wife?
I filed our divorce papers yesterday. It might take a while to get the final judgment, but I definitely think I don't have to do what you want anymore. I found a new place. I'll move out by the end of this week.
Oh, you really went through with it? I thought that we were just messing around.
You signed all the papers and declared your assets and everything. At what point did you expect me to say I wasn't serious? Of course I was serious. I would never have taken it so far if I wasn't. You even met my lawyer. You said if I didn't want to look after your mom, we would get a divorce. So that's what happened, Brian.
But we never really sat down and talked about it. I thought that you were just bluffing. Can you retract after you submitted them? Call your lawyer and tell him it was a mistake. I refused to get a divorce from you. I didn't mean you could just file without talking to me about it.
No, I can't retract them. You went along with the whole thing. You signed everything happily. Do you think the court would believe you if you said you didn't know what was going on?
Do something about it, Christina.
Why are you so freaked out by this? You're the one who served me with the papers originally. I just agreed.
But look, I just wanted to scare you. I didn't actually think you'd do it.
So you just wanted to divorce me as a prank then? If that's true, it actually just makes me more certain that I don't want to be with you. What kind of irresponsible person gets a divorce to scare someone? But it's too late for regrets now. You only have yourself to blame. You tried to force me to care for your mom when I said I couldn't. So you served me with divorce papers. None of that is my fault.
Are you seriously filing for divorce?
I already did! And because we both agreed to all of the arrangements, it's basically a foregone conclusion. And I'm not going to reconsider, so don't try to persuade me. As far as I'm concerned, we're basically strangers now. Good luck with your life, Brian. I'm sure you'll enjoy your freedom.
Why have you done this, Christina? It's not fair on me. How could you just file for divorce so easily? Didn't you ever love me?
I think you're mixed up. It's me who should be saying those things to you. You gave me an ultimatum and said if I didn't look after your mom, we were getting a divorce. So we did. I thought it over a lot, actually. But you didn't give me a choice. It's not like I just got a divorce from you on a whim.
I just didn't believe that you would really go through with it.
Well, that's on you, Brian. If you didn't realize how much stress you caused me, you wouldn't know how serious I was about getting a divorce. Those times when your mom was making my life hell, you never even attempted to help me. And even though we were both working, you thought you would let me do all the housework because it fit in better with my schedule or something. So when you started saying all that stuff about helping to look after your mom, I just couldn't deal with it. It was the final straw for me. I can't put up with your selfishness anymore, Brian. You've taken advantage of me for far too long, and you've never done anything to help me when I was in need. If you want an explanation as to why we're getting a divorce, I suggest you examine your own behavior over the last few years. That's the cause.
But I couldn't help asking you to look after my mom. My dad and both of my brothers seemed to think it was natural that you'd take care of it. But then you said you wouldn't, so you put me in a really hard place.
So why did you agree with them and ask me to do it then? Didn't you think it was strange to ask me? You obviously didn't because you kept telling me I had to. It's too late now to pretend you didn't have a choice. That's always been my main issue here. You don't stand up for me.
But I had to agree with them because I'm the eldest son.
Oh, there you go again. I'm dying to ask. What did I ever gain by being the wife of the eldest son? I've never been given special privileges because of it. On the contrary, actually. It seems like that was the reason I was usually treated worse than the rest of the family. I suppose if I got especially mean comments directed at me, maybe my special privilege was to be treated like garbage by everyone else.
I don't think you're entitled to special privileges because you're the wife of the eldest son, though.
Okay, I really don't understand why I was being asked to look after your mom then. It doesn't make any sense. Either it's special or it's not, Brian. So which is it? Why should I have to make special sacrifices if I don't get any special privileges? It seems like you're just making it up so that you can force me to do things I don't want to. Maybe if your mom and dad were really nice to us and took special care of us because we're the eldest, I might feel like I had to repay them for that. But that's never happened, has it?
But we're a family. It's just expected that we should look after each other.
If that's the case, then surely that means your brothers are included too. Carl is the one who always seemed to get the most special treatment because he's the youngest. Your dad even bought him a car last year.
That's because he couldn't work unless he had a car, and he couldn't afford to buy one himself.
But Steve and Naomi also get treated pretty nicely. Didn't your parents give them money to help pay for their wedding ceremony? How about us? I don't think we've ever got anything from your parents.
That's because I can take care of myself. I've just never needed any help from my parents.
That's not true, though. Your parents specifically said they weren't going to help us with anything, but they didn't mind helping your brothers. I just don't see why I should be the one to take care of your mom when your parents have never done anything kind for me. In fact, your mom made me really miserable the first few years we were married. I'm pretty sure she only stopped because she can't walk well, so she can't get round here to talk down to me and make me feel like a failure all of the time. When you think about it, it's crazy that you would ask me to give up my life to look after someone who treated me like that.
I'm sorry, Christina. I guess I really didn't think of any of this stuff from your perspective.
Well, that's weird because I spent a long time trying to explain to you how you were making me feel, and you refused to listen to any of it.
I was completely in the wrong. I see that now. Can't you reconsider the divorce? I don't want you to leave me.
No, I finally understand you, Brian. When I needed help, you weren't there for me. And it's taken you too long to realize how much you were hurting me.
Oh, don't say that. I didn't mean for you to get hurt. I think if you give me a chance, I can change. I'll pay more attention to what you say. You don't have to look after my mom or anything like that. Let's just live together and get along like we have been doing. I thought we made a great team.
I don't want to continue like we have been, though. Maybe the whole fight about looking after your mom was the thing that made me realize it. But I think this divorce is for the best.
I'm really sorry, Christina. Can't you even consider forgiving me? I know I haven't been a great husband so far, but I promise to protect you properly from now on. Oh, don't leave, please.
It's already been decided. I think you should take some time to reflect. Maybe if you meet someone else, you'll be a better husband next time. But you won't be with me. I just want you to remember that before you're anyone's eldest son, you're a husband. That should have been your priority with me. Five days after that conversation, I left my husband's house and moved back in with my parents. He cried and tried to stop me until the very last moment, but I was all out of sympathy for him. He really pushed me to my limits, and I had nothing left to give. It's true that we divorced because of the argument over his mom's care, but I think the problem started happening way before that even came up. After I left, I heard from Brian's brother's wife, Naomi, that the family tried to make her look after our mother-in-law instead. It seems like none of them ever learned from their mistakes with me. Naturally, Naomi got really mad about it as well and moved back to her parents' house. But I think that's probably temporary. I think in the end they decided that Brian and his youngest brother would help look after their mom together. But that didn't last long because they both got tired of working so hard to care for her when their dad wasn't prepared to help at all. Brian messaged me the other day to say that they're looking for a care home as fast as they can, and he wanted to know if I knew of anywhere. I didn't respond, mainly because I don't know anywhere, but also because it's not my responsibility to help him out anymore. But I hope that this experience has taught him how difficult it is to care for someone in their old age. Maybe now he realizes just how much he was asking of me. Apparently, the problem of figuring out care for my mother-in-law has put the whole household into some serious difficulties. I think as soon as they get their mom into a care home, none of Brian's brothers will be talking to their dad for a very long time. But this is what happens when you try to avoid your responsibilities and make the women around you do all the things you don't want to do yourself. I don't really feel any sympathy for any of them. I just hope I never have to see them ever again. I've mainly been concentrating on work since I left Brian. I'm very busy and I'm finding it really satisfying to focus on myself for a change. I've got my own apartment now, so I can basically relax and do whatever I want. When I compare my life now to how it was when I was first married, I'm definitely feeling more comfortable and happy where I am now. I don't have any regrets about splitting up with my husband. From now on, I'm going to enjoy spending time with people who truly value me and my time. I'm going to make the most of my freedom to just be me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time!
Holly, please come back. I think we should talk about this.
I've got nothing to talk to you about, John. I think we should split up. That's all I want to say to you. It's over.
But we have Sarah to think about as well. I really think we should give this some more thought. I get that you don't want to be with me before, and I can live with that, but let's at least talk about it and decide what's best for Sarah. Are you certain that you can look after her by yourself? That's the most important thing.
Are you saying you're not going to pay child support for her?
No, I promise I'm going to pay. I'm talking about the basic everyday routine of looking after her. I mean, you just left and took her with you without even discussing it with me. I'm worried you're acting recklessly. I think for her sake, we should talk about what she needs from us.
But I just said I don't have anything to say to you. I don't love you anymore. I don't see the point in forcing ourselves to continue in a loveless marriage just for her sake. Do you really think she'd be happier growing up in a household where her parents hate each other and can't get along? I'd actually feel sorrier for her if she had to endure that kind of situation. Wouldn't you?
I just think that if we both put in some effort, we could work on it and get by without any major problems.
No, we can't get by like that. That's why I left. I wish you would stop making me repeat myself like this. It's starting to really annoy me. When you've signed the divorce papers, can you send them to my parents' house?
Fine, I'll do it.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to go crazy having the same conversation with you every day for 5 days in a row. So we just need to work out about the child support now.
I won't argue with the divorce. We obviously can't be together anymore. But I really don't think that you can give Sarah the best life by yourself. I want shared custody, and I am not going to give up on that. That's what I think we should talk about. I'm planning on meeting with my lawyer next week. Can we meet him together? I could bring him over to a cafe near your parents' house.
You want to share custody? That's absurd, John.
Of course that's what I want. I don't want to be separated from my daughter.
I don't think you understand what you're saying. Sarah is only 4 years old. You work long hours and you're almost never home. I'm her mother. Which one of us do you think the judge is going to choose as the most appropriate parent? There's no way it'll be you, John.
It's not like I'd be the only single father in the world. There are plenty of fathers who manage by themselves.
You have to think about this realistically. You have to work overtime and night shifts every month. What are you going to do then?
I'll ask my parents for help if I have to.
Well, you're welcome to try and fight for custody, but I really don't think you've got a chance. Sarah is only 4 years old. She needs her mommy. I think it would take something huge for me to lose custody of her. And I won't agree to shared custody. It's not possible. I'm not planning on hanging around here just so you can see your daughter once in a month or something. Besides, she's a girl. What are you going to do when she starts to grow up? She's far better off with me. When she reaches puberty and she gets her first period and things like that, are you going to talk to her about that stuff? You don't know anything about it.
I guess I don't know. I'll deal with that when it comes.
See? You don't really know what to do even now, when it's just a far-off thought. You'd be hopeless. Don't start talking about shared custody of Sarah when you haven't even considered her future. I'm not saying you'll never see her again. I'm not going to stop you from visiting her if you want to.
But if you're planning on moving back in with your parents, there's no way I'll be able to come and see her more than once a year or something. It is so far, and you know I don't get that much time off.
Well, I guess that's up to you and how much effort you're willing to put in. I thought you were going to say you'd do anything for your daughter, because you love her and you don't want to be separated from her. Is that not it?
I'll do everything I can. But I really don't want to be separated from her in the first place, if I can help it. She is really important to me, and I want her to grow up knowing that.
Well, then how do you think I feel? Do you think she's not important to me too? Because she is. I carried her for 9 months and I gave birth to her. You can't pretend you know what that feels like. There's nothing like a mother's love for the child she gave birth to. You can't comprehend the love and understanding between us. In comparison, you're just someone who sat on the sidelines and watched us go through it. Your feelings will never be as strong as mine.
You can't compare things like that. Obviously, it's different, but that doesn't mean I love Sarah less than you do.
But like I said, there's a huge difference between giving birth to a child and just watching. I can't believe this. After I thought we finally got somewhere with the divorce, you're making it difficult again. I wish you wouldn't bother me with these ridiculous ideas. There's no way you're going to get custody, so just forget about it.
I'm not gonna just forget about my daughter. She's very important to me.
Fine, let's just agree to talk to our lawyers about it. We'll let the judge decide which of us should be granted custody. I'm not worried. There's no way a judge is going to think Sarah is better off with you than with her mom.
Hey, Holly, I'm thinking about my schedule for the next month. When can I come and see Sarah? I was thinking maybe the 10th? Is that too soon?
Actually, John, I was hoping to talk to you about that. I think we should make this the last time you and Sarah meet.
What? Why? I have a right to meet with my child, Holly. You can't just suddenly change your mind. We've got an agreement. I'm paying the child support like we agreed, so why can't you let me see her? It's all I'm asking.
I know.
So, what's going on? You can't just suddenly decide that I don't get to see her.
Actually, I've met someone. He's met Sarah and they get along really well. I don't want to confuse her with too many people in her life.
What do you mean by that? I'm her father. I'm not going to let someone else replace me.
You're her biological father. That's not going to change, is it? But I just think from now on our arrangements are going to be a bit different. I want Sarah to start calling Nick Dad. He's so kind to her and he takes really good care of us.
So you're going to cut me out just because you got a new boyfriend? Sarah's going to think I abandoned her. What if it doesn't work out with this Nick guy? Then what are you going to do? Can I see her then? We've only been divorced for 3 months, Holly. It sounds like you've been pretty busy.
Don't be rude, John. I met Nick by chance at the gym. We've been going out a little over a month. It's not like I was cheating on you or anything. And you don't have the right to object now that we're divorced. I can see who I like. But I've been thinking, now's probably the best time. Don't you think?
The best time for what? I don't understand.
I just think the arrangement where you come and visit her once a month, it was never going to last anyway. And if she's going to get used to having a new guy around as a father figure, it's better to introduce them earlier rather than later. Your monthly visits were never going to be enough. She needs a proper dad who can be there at her soccer practice every weekend and stuff like that.
You can't just decide all that stuff on your own. Don't you see how selfish you're being? I was absolutely going to make those visits last. And if I had my way, I'd be at her soccer practices every weekend. But you decided to live so far away, I can't. You're taking away my only contact with her, even though I've been working so hard so I can afford to fly out to another state once a month.
You see, that's totally understandable, isn't it? How long are you going to be able to keep that up? It's not going to last forever.
No, I was thinking eventually it'll be easier because I'll get a pay rise and earn more. Sarah can come and stay with me in the school holidays and stuff.
But even then, Nick will be the person who's always with us. He'll be the one doing most of the dad stuff. I was thinking it would be better to just make a clean break of it now. While she's still so young, she probably won't remember much about this time.
You're saying that you want to make sure she forgets me so that you can pretend this Nick guy is her real father? That is a horrible thing to do, Holly. I really don't think you're considering what's best for our daughter. You don't even know this guy very well. It's only been a couple of months.
I am thinking of what's best for her. I'm trying to give her a stable and happy childhood. I don't want her to get confused by you constantly appearing and disappearing. I don't think she'll forget about you completely, but I just don't want her to be always wondering why you're not around. And if she starts asking questions about you, or if she says she wants to see you, I'll get in touch. I promise.
She already knows me, though, and you're gonna cut me out of her life? Why make her go through that? If you do that, she'll be more confused than if she keeps seeing me regularly like she has been doing.
Maybe for a short time she'll wonder why she doesn't see you anymore. I don't know, though. She's so young. She might just forget. People always forget a lot of their memories from childhood. I don't remember anything from before I was 5. Do you?
So you're saying it's fine if Sarah doesn't remember me at all?
I just want you to understand. I think this is best for her. It's not like I enjoy asking you to do this. I don't feel good about it. But I think if she just has one dad who loves her and is around for her all the time, that'll be best for her as she grows up. It's important for us to be a proper family.
Can you just try not take anything else from me? I've lost pretty much all I had thanks to you. I don't even want to think about not being able to see Sarah anymore.
Don't you think if you grow up thinking you have 2 dads, it's weird? What if she talks about it at school? What are people going to say? And Nick's going to be the one looking after her every day. I'd feel sorry for him if he was made to feel like he wasn't her real father. What if there's always some kind of distance between them because of you?
He's not her real father. And what does that have to do with me? I don't care if she's distant with him.
It might not concern you, but it concerns Sarah. Step families are difficult, John. I just want to avoid all the suffering she might go through if she has to deal with more than one dad. And when she's old enough, I promise I'll talk to her and explain everything. You just need to put up with this while she's young. When she's grown up and she says she wants to meet you, then you can have your daughter again. I'm trying to be nice about this, you know. That's why I'm saying it's okay for you to come next month and see her one last time.
I can't deal with this right now. I don't even want to think about it. No, Holly, I won't let you do this.
Please, John. I promise you, I'm doing this for Sarah's sake. She'll be happier this way. Can you just let her go? It's not forever. If you really love her, you should be able to do this much for her.
I'm sorry for suddenly contacting you like this. I don't know if you still use this number. This isn't a prank, I promise.
Who is this? I don't have this number.
You're John Moore, aren't you?
Yes, that's me. Who is this?
I think you're my real dad. Do you have a daughter? This is the right John Moore, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a daughter. Are you Sarah?
You remember me?
Sarah, is that really you? Of course I haven't forgotten you even for a second, honey.
I found you! You're my dad?
Yeah, honey, I'm your dad. How did you find me? I'm so glad that you got in touch. How are you? Have you been doing okay? Tell me everything. I've missed you so much, Sarah. I'm so sorry that I haven't been able to see you.
Dad, I need your help.
What? What's going on?
I'm sorry. I know this is kind of sudden, but I really don't want to live with my mom anymore, and I didn't know who else to ask.
What's wrong? Has something happened?
Mom hasn't come home for more than 5 days now.
She hasn't? Didn't she say where she was going?
There's no food left in the house, and I don't know what to do. And there's no money either.
What is going on? What about your stepdad? Your mom got married, right? How about your gran and grandpa?
My mom isn't married. It's usually just the 2 of us. I think she has a boyfriend right now, but I'm not sure. She always says she can't get married because of me. She says no one wants to be my dad because I'm naughty.
Hey, that is absolutely not true, honey. I'm your dad, and I love you. This isn't what your mom and I agreed. I don't know how it got like this.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
It's okay, I'll explain another time. Does this happen a lot? I mean, your mom not coming home for a while? Has she been doing that for a while?
Yeah, I guess.
How come you haven't tried to get in touch with me before, Sarah? You could have messaged me any time.
I only just got this phone. I never had one before. And my mom said you left us and you didn't want me, so I thought you wouldn't want to hear from me. But last month I managed to get a look at my mom's phone while she was in the shower. I found all your old messages, and then I realized she was lying about you. And I got your old number just in case you were still using it.
And that's how you got in touch with me?
Yeah. I'm sorry to bother you about all this. I'm sure you're really busy.
No, honey, I'm never gonna be too busy for you, okay? None of this is your fault. If you saw those conversations I had with your mom, I'm sure you already know this, but I always really wanted you to live with me. I've really missed you. I can come and get you if you need. You didn't move house, did you? Can you hold on for a little bit longer?
Really? You can come and pick me up? We moved house a while ago. How will you find me? Are you sure it's not too much trouble?
It's no trouble at all, Sarah, I promise. Can you send me the address? You're 12 years old already, aren't you? Oh, I'm really excited to see you again. I haven't seen you since you were little. You must be so big already.
Okay, I'll send the address. Should I just wait here then?
Yeah, you sit tight. I'll find you.
I can't believe you still remember about me. I thought you would have forgotten.
Hey, John. Why do you keep calling me so much since yesterday? You're starting to get on my nerves. Can you stop?
Holly, where exactly are you right now?
What's that got to do with you? You can't just suddenly start texting and calling and asking where I am. We've been divorced for years. You've got no right to know.
Maybe so, I'm not sure. How about Sarah?
It's Sunday. She's still in bed, obviously. Why are you asking all of a sudden? I told you to forget about Sarah, didn't I? You agreed it was better for her if she didn't see you.
That's so strange. I don't know why you would say that.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Because you're lying. Sarah is right here with me. If you can lie about that so easily, what else have you been lying about?
What? That can't be right. Is this some kind of weird joke?
No, it's not a joke, it's the truth. I got a message from Sarah a few days ago. She said that you hadn't come home for more than a week, and she was hungry, and she didn't know what to do.
I wasn't there because Dad was in the hospital. But I did go home some days at night when she was sleeping. She wasn't left alone. I was just staying at my parents' house because it's closer to the hospital.
I called your parents. Your dad answered the phone, and he told me that he hadn't heard from you in years. What's the big cover-up? Why are you lying?
I didn't mean my dad. I'm talking about my boyfriend's dad. He collapsed at work and we had to look after him in the hospital.
Well, whichever it is, it doesn't mean you can leave your 12-year-old daughter at home alone for a week. She's only in middle school. She's not old enough to look after herself, and she said you didn't even leave her any money to buy food. You told me you'd moved house. You don't even live anywhere near your parents. What is going on? I thought your plan was to ask them for help with Sarah when things were tough. And she says you're not married? What about that Nick guy? I thought that he was going to be Sarah's new super involved dad. I need some answers, Holly. Was everything you told me a lie?
I wasn't lying at the time. It just didn't turn out that way. Nick didn't want to get married in the end. He didn't really want to be Sarah's dad either. He wasn't who I thought he was. And I haven't met anyone else since then who wanted to marry someone who already had a kid. When the time came, they all ran off like cowards.
So why didn't you get in touch when the situation changed? You were taking my money that was supposed to be going towards Sarah's upkeep, but you weren't looking after her at all. You can't deny that. You weren't even in the house with her.
It's just the one time that happened. You can't judge our whole lives based on this one incident. I can't believe she started messaging you over this. Don't you realize how long I've been looking after her by myself? It's been years, John.
I know it wasn't just this one time. Sarah told me it's been happening for pretty much as long as she can remember. And I don't think that you can really call what you're doing looking after her. I saw inside your house when I picked her up. It was disgusting. How can you let her live in that filth? How is she supposed to stay clean and healthy, let alone study and do well at school if her home looks like that? Here I was thinking that she was living a happy and carefree life. That's what you promised me. You said that she would be better off with you, and look what happened.
We've been through a lot. You can't talk as if you could have done better. You don't know that. It's hard being a single mother. It's hard getting a job if you can't work evenings and weekends. And it's even harder to make friends and have relationships.
Then why didn't you call me? I think that's what's bugging me the most. I was there for the both of you, but you refused my help. Why?
How can I ask for help from my ex-husband? I didn't want to see you or speak to you. Never mind asking you for help.
Not even for Sarah's sake? Are you sure it wasn't because you were spending all the child support money on other stuff and you didn't want me to find out? Or you thought if you and I had shared custody, you'd lose some of your benefits?
No, it wasn't that. I always spent the child support money on food and clothes for Sarah, just like we agreed.
Then why doesn't she have any clothes that fit? And why was she starving when I found her?
You're just enjoying making me feel like an idiot right now, aren't you? What's it going to take for you to stop berating me?
Whatever, it's fine. We don't need to talk about all of the details now. I've been in touch with my lawyer. I expect you'll hear from the Child Protective Services pretty soon. I am planning on getting custody of Sarah back.
What? How dare you? She's my daughter. You've contacted the CPS about this?
Of course. Don't you realize the state that she was in when I found her? I should have called the police immediately.
You can't! I want custody of Sarah fair and square. You don't have any rights anymore. You have to stop this. You can't take my daughter from me. She doesn't want to live with you. You're a total stranger to her now.
You're the one who doesn't have the right to look after her anymore. Sarah has already told me and the social workers everything that she's been going through while she lived with you. She said you would leave her for days on end whenever you got a new boyfriend. I even heard from your dad that he threw you out because you were bringing home random guys late at night and making a fool of yourself. I bet the real reason you wanted custody of Sarah was because you thought you could get all the single-parent benefits and child support, isn't it?
No! Of course that's not true! I really love Sarah. She's very important to me. I told you before, didn't I? There's a bond between mother and daughter you can't understand.
If she was really that important to you, how come you didn't notice she was gone until I texted you? It's been 3 days, Holly. Haven't you been home to check on her at all in that time? Because if you did, you'd know that she wasn't there.
Please, you can't do this. You can't take my daughter from me. I have debts. I had to be away from home for work. She was totally safe. But I had to work to make money, otherwise we'd both starve.
I don't know if that's a lie or not, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that I'll never let go of Sarah again. I can't let you treat her like that. She contacted me to ask for help. She was starving and scared. So, I'm gonna help her, like she asked. And I am not gonna put her back in a situation where she might have to take a risk like that to ask for help.
John, I'm so sorry. I've just been going through a lot these days. I'm under a lot of stress, and I'm not great, mentally or physically.
In that case, there's all the more reason not to let Sarah live with you at the moment. It sounds like you can barely take care of yourself, let alone a child.
Perhaps you could consider helping me, as well as Sarah. I really need someone. Looking back, I realize now that I was happiest when we were together. You're such a kind and caring person. I don't know what I was thinking when I said I didn't want to be with you. I'm so sorry. Can you help me? Please.
Can you be serious right now? You've made me miserable for 8 years. You stole the most precious thing I had and treated her like garbage. And you took away those years we could have been happy together. You are out of your mind if you think I'd consider taking you back. I'm doing this for Sarah, Holly. Don't you remember what you said to me when you were trying to convince me not to see her anymore? You said if I valued Sarah's happiness, I would let her go. You said if I really loved her, I'd be able to do that for her. Can you do that, Holly? With the help of my lawyer, the police, and the Child Protective Services, I was finally able to win back custody of my daughter. I discovered that my ex-wife had pretty much given up on caring for Sarah in a serious way. She spent most of her time out at bars looking for fun. Sarah was going to school, but I think Holly was doing basically just enough to avoid the suspicion of neglect. I don't think I'll ever forgive myself for spending all those years ignorantly thinking Sarah was living a happy life with her mother, when the reality was so different. Of course, I'll never forgive my ex-wife. She's the one who is at most fault here, but I failed Sarah too, because I didn't check up on her enough. I could have prevented this. I've heard from Holly's dad that she's doing even worse without her daughter around, because I think Sarah was the one thing keeping her feet on the ground. I don't really feel sorry for her, because there's no way I could have left Sarah in that situation, but I wish my ex-wife could find the strength to live well again. She's supposed to be paying child support to me now, but each time it gets to the end of the month, I find that I can't get in touch with her and the money isn't being paid. But she was always pretty useless with money. I doubt that she's earning a lot, and financially, I'm doing okay, so these days I just kind of let it go. Besides, it seems like she's still in a lot of debt. I hope she's working and paying some of it off. But if it's as I suspect, she's probably borrowed off some loan sharks and they're probably making her pay it off through nighttime work. Anyway, that is none of my business anymore. As long as she doesn't try and get back in touch with me and my daughter, she can live however she wants. Since I went to pick Sarah up, she's been living with me. We've moved back to my parents' house while I figure out what our lives are going to be like now. I'm annoyed that Holly spent the money I earned and sent for Sarah on herself and her crazy lifestyle. But in the end, I'm just happy to have my daughter back and living with me. We have a lot of lost time to make up for. My parents are also really pleased that they could finally meet their grandchild again after such a long time, and they seem really happy to have us living with them. I think my daughter found some things a bit difficult to get used to about living with me and my parents, because she's been looking after herself for such a long time. But these days, she seems to be far more relaxed and happy. I am so pleased to see her settled and content. The other day, she told me that she never dreamed she would be living in a nice house like this. I didn't expect her to say anything like that. I was so happy to hear that she felt that way. I cried and she had to get me a tissue. She is such a sweet girl. There's no way I would ever again do something to make her sad. I'm a single parent now, so I expect there will be plenty of difficulties and problems to deal with. But I'm prepared to face those problems together with Sarah. I'm just going to focus on my daughter's happiness and making our life together the best it can be. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.